A very good afternoon, students. Today, I, Dr. Sanghamita Das, in this particular video of human values and professional ethics. Over here, in this particular chapter, we're going to talk about the basis for universal human values and ethical human conduct. As in the previous chapter, we had already talked about the content of right understanding, we had talked about it, discovering the innate harmony at various levels of existence, right from the human being to the whole of existence. So, we have talked already about this, with this included an appraisal of the characteristics, activities, and the needs of the self and the body, and also the salient aspects of synergy between these. So then you also understood human to human relationship and the value characterizing these relationships, which actually leads to the harmony in the family and the society. Then you also talked about the inherent interconnectedness, the cyclability, the self-regulation, and mutual fulfillment that exists in the nature. Finally, we concluded the study by identifying that there is a coexistence actually in the entire existence. So this manifests in the form of harmonious interaction of units, that is both sentient as well as insentient, that is the conscious units as the material units with each other. So there is interaction of units, and they are in coexistence in all the pervading space. So space is no activity, actually it is transparent, and the units are submerged in space. So being in space, units are self-organized, they're energized and fulfill the relationship with each other, leading to the complete existential order. All the investigations actually are carried out through a process of self-exploration. If you remember that we talked about self-exploration, where you investigate about yourself, you explore yourself, and you try to understand actually what you wanted to be and what you are actually. So you get the right understanding by doing the self-exploration. While the process of self-exploration has to continue to enable realization and understanding, we can start looking at the significant implication of such an understanding in a life and profession. So we over here you can visualize how such an understanding of the truth of existence and our ability to live in accordance with it can pave way towards individual as well as collective human happiness and prosperity, which can be sustainable. So in this particular section, we'll try to understand how the right understanding provides the basis for universal human values and ethical human conduct, enabling their natural assimilations actually. And further, in the light of right understanding, it becomes clear that developing ethical competence is a potent way to ensure professional ethics. So, it also facilitates the development of holistic technologies, production systems, and management models to pave way for the holistic way of life. So, what are the values in different dimensions of human living? So, we are already discussed about the values which are there in different dimensions of the human living. The identification of the values starts from the participation of the activities of the self in the form of definite conduct. The values pertaining to behavior, nine values which we had already talked about. We talked about trust, we talked about respect, affection, care, guidance, reverence, glory, gratitude, and love. So, working with the material things, one has utility and artistic values. And based on these understanding of harmony, we participate in the larger order. Our participation at different levels is our value. So, the identification of value starts from the participation of the activities of the self in the definite conduct of the human being, based on realization and understanding. Thus, further, the participation of the human being is seen to in two forms, that is, in the form of behavior and in the form of work. So, working with material things, we have to ensure their right utilization, enrichment, and protection. Endowing material things with utility value and artistic value makes it conducive for right utilization by human being. So, these are the two values with respect to the material things. It results in prosperity for human being and preservation. Now, if we talk about the, we have already talked the values, and so the identification of values start from the participation of the activities of the self in form of definite conduct of human beings based on realization and understanding. And we have talked about the utility value, that is the participation of human being in ensuring the role of physical facility in nurture, protection, and providing means for the body. The artistic value, the participation of human being in ensuring the role of physical facility to help and preserve its utility. We can talk for take the example of pen. The pen is actually, the utility value of the pen is that it writes. And what is the artistic value? How it has been designed, what is the color of the pen. So these are the artistic values. So everything has its own value. So thus you can say the universal human values are manifestation of the truth of existence, that is the coexistence in various dimensions of human participation in the existential order. These values are actually naturally acceptable to all human beings, and they are actually conducive to the human happiness. Only our ignorance or our wrong preconditionings, our illusion about ourselves, about the nature of sensory interactions, and about our relationship with these things around us, this lead to difficulties and confusions in appreciating and inculcating these universal values. So continuous self-observation is actually required, and self-exploration enables us to realize the truth. We're able to appreciate the universality and the innateness of the human being. On our own right, we can experience how such a realization leads to fulfillment at all levels. Once we are able to get rid of our false preconditionings and anchor ourselves to our natural acceptance, the inculcation of human values become more spontaneous. And this is true for all human beings and for all times. So this is what all of us really cherish as a human being, because we also have the requisite potential, and with where with all without to realize it. So this understanding is thus a source of great relief and confidence to the whole human race. So the universal human urge for happiness and prosperity is actually the quest for understanding this harmony and being in tune with it. But these values are not to be enforced with fear. The values are not to be enforced through greed. The values are not to be enforced through fear. The values are naturally acceptable, and hence no enforcement is required. Only right understanding through the process of self-exploration lead to harmony in the society. So now we talk about the definitiveness of the ethical human conduct. So actually there is a lot of ambiguity about what exactly ethical human conduct is, and whether it is definite and universal or it is variable. So right understanding provides us the clarity about this definitiveness. So we can ask the following question: what is the innateness of the human being? What is their humanness in reality? As we can identify a neem tree or a mango tree by its well defined specific characteristics, which always remain the same. Okay, so they do not change. As we identify water or air or iron or a cow by their respective characteristics, their innateness. Similarly, let us also try to identify the innateness of a human being. As a mango tree has a definite mangoness, iron has a definite ironness, cow has a different cowness. Similarly, let us understand what is humanness. So the right understanding that is gained through self-exploration, it enables us to identify the definitiveness of human conduct, which may also be called as ethical human conduct. It is the same for all human beings. So we are able to understand the universality of ethical human conduct, which is in consonance with the universal human value. Accordingly, all the debates and confusions about what is ethical for one may not be ethical for others. So it also gets dissolved gradually. So let us now understand the salient features of this definite human conduct, that is the ethical human conduct. That we've already explored earlier, that each one of us wants to have a definite conduct, but presently we not may be able to ensure it. This is because we're presently living on the basis of our preconditionings or assumptions which are not in consonance with the truth. So the right understanding of the existence as a whole. But this situation neither gives a satisfaction to us nor to the others. So we do not see the human being struggling to find out what the right conduct is, and in the process exhibiting a wide variety of attitudes. So you also see people debating endlessly about what they consider to be ethical. So ethical human conduct implies that it is naturally acceptable to and does not give rise to conflict with. It should be in accordance to the right understanding. Right understanding enables us actually to identify definite values, definite policy, and definite character. So if we talk about if we talk about the values, so what is happening if we talk about human values? Once we have the right understanding, that is the relationship, harmony, and coexistence, we are able to see our natural participation or values at all levels of being, from individual to family to society to the nature and existence. So So this participation or the human values are definite and form the basis for ethical human conduct. Next, we talk about policy. So policy is what? That the thought of how to express with the human values. So having identified the definite human values, these become the guide to our imagination. That is our desire, thought, and expectations. So our imaginations are always in terms of how to fulfill this participation, how to live with these values. So the comprehensive analysis of how to live with these values, how to express this value is what policy is. So these policies are therefore naturally conducive to human welfare, conducive to enrichment, protection and right utilization of self, body and physical resources, and at the same time they are conducive to the welfare of the every unit in the existence. Then we talk about the character, that is charitra. Character is the expression of the human values in our behavior, in our work, and the participation in the larger order. So human characteristic is the expression or the interaction of the human being with the world outside in terms of behavior, work, and participation in the larger order. So this can be understood in the following terms, like chastity in conjugal relationship, that is chastity in human in husband and wife relationship, rightful acquisition and utilization of wealth, kindness in behavior and work. This conduct includes what we think, our imagination, and what we do, as well as the base of thinking and doing, that is the assumption or the understanding. So, definite human conduct is the sum total of the state of harmony within, expressing itself and participating in harmony with the outside world. So, the harmony in self is naturally expressed as follows: harmony at the level of self, that is happiness; harmony at the self with the body, that is health at the level of the body; harmony in the family, in human relationship, that is mutual happiness, justice, and fearlessness; harmony with the rest of nature, with that will result into mutual prosperity, prosperity in human being, and preservation of rest of nature; harmony with whole of nature or existence, that is coexistence or mutual fulfillment. So this is the ethical human conduct. Now, if we can further qualify the ethical conduct on the following: ethical conduct implies that it is naturally acceptable to me and does not give rise to conflict. Ethical conduct implies that it is in consonance with right understanding of the reality, which is underlying harmony at all the levels. Ethical conduct also implies that it leads to mutual fulfillment with other people and mutual enrichment with the rest of nature. Hence, ethical conduct is self satisfying, people friendly, eco friendly, and universal. Thus, the ethical conduct is self satisfying, people friendly, and eco friendly and universal. So, having gone through the self exploration, we can see that how it helps us to initiate the development process of our consciousness. Accordingly, it affects a change in one's goals, priorities, and selection criteria. In animal consciousness, we give all the weightage to physical facilities, to the maximization of sensory pleasures, to accumulate more and more wealth. The values are a natural outcome of the right understanding. The fear, greed, or belief should not be used to affect these values. The journey towards right understanding, in fact, brings a transformation in the human being from animal consciousness to human consciousness. So, the self exploration helps to initiate the development process of consciousness. Accordingly, it affects changes in goals, priorities, and selection criteria. So, the human being transforms from animal consciousness to human consciousness through the right understanding. Now, if we talk about the implications of a value based living. So, at the level of individual, transition towards happiness, peace, contentment, and bliss in the self, perseverance, bravery, and generosity in the living of the individual. So, this will actually the individual will slowly start transition towards happiness and prosperity will take place at the individual level. The individual will slowly start getting rid of the contradiction and conflicts that is lying within him and attain a state where he is able to answer his questions by exploring himself. And if you talk about the level of the family, at the level of family, the value based living will facilitate peace and harmony in the family with more occurrences of justice and fulfilling behavior. So, people will feel prosperous and the feeling to nurture others will grow in family. This will help raise the feeling of togetherness in the families and reduce the family fights. So, the prevalent problems in joint families actually also is it is a grave problem nowadays. So, once human Living is based on human consciousness. Such harmonious living will also help reduce the consumerist behavior in family celebrations like marriages, parties, and other social functions. Then, at the level of society, when you start giving higher priority to relationships over the physical facilities, the societies become fearless. Holistic systems for education, health, justice, production, exchange, and storage, harmony between nations, world growing as a family. So, discrimination based on body, physical facility, and belief will reduce. The conflicts between communities and nations will, like the terrorism, will be solved. So, the feeling of undividedness will surface in the society. Fulfillment of human goal will start getting to the fore in our plans and projects at all levels, and gradually human order based on trustful relationship will slowly emerge. And then if we lastly we talk at the level of nature, human beings will be in a better position to place themselves in relation with other units in nature. The problem of pollution, resource depletion can be handled smoothly when people are able to judge appropriately the needs for physical facility themselves, and the mode of fulfillment is eco-friendly. So better methods of farming and production will help cut down problems of greenhouse gases, ozone depletion, ecological imbalance, etc. So the population of the animals and the birds can be saved from extinction, and forests can be replenished. So at this particular juncture, it will be worthwhile to ruminate over the above mentioned possibilities and explore to convince ourselves whether these can really be the outcomes of right understanding and the value based living. For today's lecture, this is all from my side, students. So, we will meet in the next class. Okay, students, thank you for today's session. In the next class, actually, we'll be talking about the various other things like the professional ethics in the light of right understanding. So, in this particular chapter or this particular unit topic, we talked about the values, and they are a natural outcome of the right understanding. They need not be imposed through the fear or greed. The definiteness of the ethical conduct can be understood in terms of definiteness of values, policies, and character. The right understanding helps the human being to transform from the animal consciousness to the human consciousness. So this will help actually though to show positive signs of improvement in the living beings at the level of individual, at the level of family, at the level of society, and at the level of nature. And thus a person will be able to transform from the animal consciousness to the human consciousness with the help of right understanding and realization. And further, this will lead him to mutual happiness. And when a person is an individual happy, he will spread it to the family. From the family, it will spread on to the society, and from the society, we can move on towards an undivided society, and this will be universal human order. So, students, thank you for today.